It is widely acknowledged that used to introduce a commonly accepted idea or fact. For example, it is widely acknowledged that climate change poses significant threats to biodiversity. It is widely acknowledged that education plays a crucial role in societal development. Then third, it is widely acknowledged that technological advancements have transformed communication methods. There is a growing body of evidence suggesting that meaning of this is indicates increasing research or data supporting a particular idea. For example, there is a growing body of evidence suggesting that regular exercise improves mental health. There is a growing body of evidence suggesting that early childhood education impacts long-term academic success. There is a growing body of evidence suggesting that urbanization affects local climates. Number third, the issue of X has received considerable attention due to it highlights the significance of a topic because of specific reason. For example, the issue of data privacy has received considerable attention due to recent security breaches. The issue of obesity has received considerable attention due to rising healthcare costs. The issue of renewable energy has received considerable attention due to environmental concerns. Recent developments in X has led to it indicates that new changes or discoveries have caused certain outcomes. For example, recent developments in artificial intelligence have led to debates about job automation. Recent developments in genetic engineering have led to ethical discussions. Recent developments in transportation technology have led to increased urban mobility. Number 6 is the phenomenon of X is not new, however, its implications are. Its meaning is it acknowledges that while something has existed for a while, its consequences are now more significant. For example, the phenomenon of remote work is not new, however, its implications are now more significant due to the pandemic. The phenomenon of social media influence is not new, however, its implications are increasingly profound. The phenomenon of climate variability is not new, however, its implications are more critical in recent years. According to recent studies, it means introduces findings from current research. For example, according to recent studies, sleep deprivation negatively affects cognitive performance. According to recent studies, biodiversity loss is accelerating. According to recent studies, online learning can be as effective as traditional classroom instructions. Smith 2020 argues that it meanings is presents a viewpoint or claim made by a specific author. For example, Smith 2020 argues that economic policies must consider environmental sustainability. Smith 2020 argues that language acquisition is influenced by social interaction. Smith argues that urban planning should prioritize public transportation. Several researchers have concluded that means indicates consensus among multiple studies or experts. For example, several researchers have concluded that early intervention improves educational outcomes. Several researchers have concluded that climate change mitigation requires global cooperation. Several researchers have concluded that diet plays a crucial role in preventing chronic diseases. The prevailing theory suggests that it introduces the most widely accepted explanation or idea. For example, the prevailing theory suggests that economic growth correlates with technological innovations. The prevailing theory suggests that language development is innate. The prevailing theory suggests that market dynamics are influenced by consumer behavior. Empirical evidence supports the notion that it means it indicates that data or observation back up a particular idea. For example, empirical evidence supports the notion that pollution affects respiratory health. Empirical supports the notion that regular physical activity enhances mental health. Empirical evidence supports the notion that early education impacts lifelong learning. Data were collected through means it describes the method used to gather information. For example, data were collected through structured interviews with participants. Data were collected through online surveys distributed via email. Data were collected through direct observation in natural setting. A mixed method design was utilized too. It means it indicates the combination of qualitative and quantitative research methods. A mixed method design was utilized to assess both quantitative outcomes and qualitative experiences. A mixed method design was utilized to evaluate program effectiveness comprehensively. A mixed method design was utilized to explore the relationship between variables. This research methodology was based on. It means like it describes the foundational approach or framework guiding the study. For example, the research methodology was based on established theoretical frameworks. The research methodology was based on previous studies in the field. The research methodology was based on a combination of experimental and observational techniques. Participants were selected using. It means explains the sampling method employed to choose study subjects. For example, participants were selected using random sampling methods. Participants were selected using persuasive sampling to target specific demographics. Participants were selected using stratified sampling to ensure diversity. The findings indicate that. It means it presents the main outcomes of or results of the study. For example, the findings indicate that students benefit from collaborative learning environments. The findings indicate that air pollution levels have decreased in urban areas. The findings indicate that dietary habits influence health outcomes.